I'm Karyn with Denver Yoga Co-op. Please enjoy this short session and hope to see you in class soon. Come to the front of your mat. Cross your legs with your left leg in front. You can have your ankles crossed. You can have your shins on the floor, knees down. You can be in lotus. Pull any flesh out from underneath your sits bones. Bring your hands to your knees. Simply arrive on your mat by tuning into your breath. Starting at your tailbone, let your spine grow up a little taller to the top of your head. Let the shoulders roll up, back, and down so your elbows are dangly. Relax your jaw so your teeth are slightly apart, lips gently together. Simply tune into your breath here. Place your left hand on the floor beside your left hip. Bring your right hand to your left knee. Relax your back. So we're in this wisp of a twist, the most gentle twist. And here we just practice relaxing our back, letting our shoulders drop. Let your elbows be heavy. As you inhale, sweep eyes over right shoulder. Exhale, left. Inhale, right. Exhale, left. And let your head come back to neutral. Pick your left hand up and bring it around right inside the edge of your mat. Re-grab your left knee. Starting at your tailbone, let your spine grow up tall. And then as you exhale, simply let your spine find the next neutral. You're not trying to twist, you're relaxing your back, letting your shoulders release. Soften the flesh covering your shoulder blades. Let your hips drop down into the mat. You can swivel the head again if you like, back and forth to release the neck. Once again, relaxing your back. And picking up your left hand, bring it all the way around behind your tailbone. You're on your palm, fingertips, or fist. Starting at your tailbone again, lengthen up through the crown of your head. As you exhale, keeping the spine tall, just relax your back. Let your spine find this next neutral position. As you exhale, release any hardness in your belly. Soften the flesh on the back of your neck. Let your elbows dangle. And once again, starting at your tailbone, re-gripping your left knee, lengthen your spine up through the crown of your head. As you exhale, actively turn your navel to the left, ribs to the left, heart to the left, shoulders to the left. Drop your chin, look over your left shoulder. And in this more active twist, simply relax your back. And perhaps it glides into a slightly deeper twist. As you inhale, begin to unfurl your spine. Drag your left fingertips along the floor. Hands on knees. As you inhale, dive your heart forward and up. Drop the shoulders looking up. As you exhale, curl your tailbone under, round your spine. Arms straight, hang back from your knees. Then come back up to sitting. Drop the shoulders. Hands behind. Bring the right leg in front. Again, cross ankles or any position that's comfortable for you. Readjust your hips. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Take your right hand, place it on the floor beside your right hip, and then bring your left hand to your right knee. Just relax the spine, relax your back. We've been twisting in the opposite direction, so now your spine acclimates to this new direction. As you inhale, sweep your eyes over left shoulder, exhale over right. Inhale over left, exhale over right. And come back to neutral. Pick your right hand up and bring it around the arc, just inside the edge of your mat. Sitting up tall, regrip your right knee. Starting at your tailbone, grow your spine up tall through the crown of your head, and then just let your back relax. Your back glides into this next neutral position. Let the shoulders drop, elbows drop. Soften the flesh covering your shoulder blades. Steady breathing. And picking your right hand up, bring it directly behind your tailbone. You're on your palm with fingers pointing back, fist or fingertips. Re-grab your right knee. Starting at your tailbone, once again, lengthen up through the crown of your head. As you exhale, just let your spine go. Let it find this next neutral position. Everything is relaxed. Your arms are holding you in this position. And just allow the shoulders to drop. You can swivel your eyes over each shoulder if you like. Then let your head come back to neutral. And then finally, starting at your tailbone, lengthen up through the crown of your head. This time actively as you exhale, turn your navel to the right, ribs to the right, heart to the right, shoulders to the right. Drop your chin, look back over your right shoulder. With your arms actively working here, relax your back, and perhaps your spine glides 1 millimeter or 2 more into the twist. As you inhale, unwind, dragging your right fingertips along the floor, coming back to center. Bringing your hands behind, sweep your right leg around, straightening it out on your mat. Bring your fists to the mat and come up onto your fists. As you look back over your right shoulder, make sure your right leg is straight back from your right hip. Turn your back toes under, lift your right knee, push back to that right heel, drop your knee to the mat, uncurl the toes. As you inhale, pushing into your hands, lift your hips. As you exhale, drop your right hip down, then your left hip. Now, if there's a lot of air underneath your left hip, you can grab a block and place it under there, or a cushion or a blanket. Just adjust for your best pigeon pose position. Coming onto your fingertips, hips square forward. Let the hips be heavy. Then as you inhale, let your heart float up a little, and a little, and a little. No tension in the neck. And as you exhale, slowly bend the elbows, bring your hands to the mat where they go for downward facing dog. Turn your right toes under and step back into plank position. Lining everything up, push back through your heels, roll your shoulders down away from your ears, suck your navel toward your spine, relax your jaw. Then drop your knees to the mat. As you exhale, let your hips glide back towards your heels. Keep the toes turned under and let your hips sway from side to side. As you inhale, come back up onto your hands and knees, spreading your fingers wide. Re-grip the mat with your toes. Lean heavily into your palms. Lift your knees. Make your way back into downward facing dog. Adjust your feet as needed. And then pedaling out the feet on the mat, let your hips sway from side to side. Discontinue pedaling, lift your heels, bend your knees, roll your elbows in towards each other, lean into the hams of your thumbs to lift your tailbone high. As you exhale, let your heels glide back and down. Soften your elbows so your arms are a little springy. Let your head dangle. As you exhale, let all your breath out. Be aware of your breath here. Looking up between your thumbs, bring your right thumb tip to touch your left, and then bring your right knee to the outside of your right hand. Take a moment to walk that left leg back. Maybe fall over onto your right hip and bring your right foot forward. Then come back up onto your fists. Look over your left shoulder. Make sure your Left leg is straight back from your left hip. Maybe walk that leg back a little bit. Uncurl the toes. Coming onto your fingertips, and don't forget, if there's a lot of air under your right sit bones, you can insert a block under there, or blanket or cushion. Letting the hips be heavy here. Lengthen your spine up through the crown of your head, and then looking forward and down, let your heart lift a little, and a little, and a little. Heavy hips, relax your jaw. Steady breathing. Then bringing your palms to the mat, turn your back toes under, step back into plank position, hands under shoulders, drawing the ankles towards each other, drop your knees to the mat, send your hips back towards your heels into devotional, forehead on the floor. And as you inhale slowly, come back up onto your hands and knees, getting a good grip on the mat again. Bring your shoulders over your wrist creases, arms straight, roll your shoulders up, back, and down, and then drop your thighs towards the mat, drop your hips towards the mat, drop your belly towards the mat. So you're in upward facing dog on your knees. Now draw your ankles gently towards each other. Lift your knees, hips heavy. As you inhale, the heart floats up and up and up. Then as you inhale, lift your hips up and come back into downward facing dog. Positioning feet and hands for your best down dog position. When you look back between your arms, your feet match. Let your ears dangle, relax your jaw. Just tune into your breath here. Then lifting your heels, drop your knees. Walk your hands back, swing your legs around, and come to sit at the front of your mat. I'm going to face you. I hope you enjoyed this short session. Thank you very much. Namaste.